Hey guys, Rob Skiba here for another Seed update. This time I'm going to take you behind the scenes to check out our early dialogue concerning sound design. As mentioned in the last update, Johan Funderkalf is my producer in South Africa. He's the one that's assembling our production team out there. And so he'll be the voice that you're going to hear at the beginning of the following conversation, which was right when he was just introducing me to the other guys in the team. And in this part of the initial meeting, we'll be talking with our sound designer, Mornay Moray. All right, so here we go.
Rob, to give you a bit of idea of what we've got in mind, we are thinking about treating the start of the project a little bit as a radio drama.
Yes.
The idea that we have is to start building an audio timeline with some atmospheres, start playing around with some themes based on the characters. Mm-hmm. That we can introduce, and also start setting some moods that also help the animators to pace their stuff as well. So we want to approach it a little bit, in that end where the music and the sound design is going to play a big role in the feeling on the animation side. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I had a little bit of a chat with Hilton on that as well, and he also likes the idea that we do that. So that's kind of, once the storyboard's up, the idea was to start, as they start doing, everything that needs to be start prepped on that side, we'll do basically a timeline, an approximate timeline, do guide dialogue, just to pace the timeline in the meantime. Mm-hmm. And then we'll take it from that side upwards. So like a little bit of upside down. But we feel that the animation can also benefit by that. The new creative. As you said, you write a story according to the music, mm-hmm. and the moods. We felt that can have a great impact on the emotional connections that we get into that at the end of the day. And then obviously the whole idea is we'll keep everything in a movable timeline, so that we're not locked down to picture yet. So we'll keep it on a movable timeline, so we can change space and we can do what needs to be done. And then we'll, once picture comes on board and we've locked, only then we'll start locking down, everything else from a timeline perspective, and adding, the electric guitars and those kind of elements that we want to add at that stage.
Mm-hmm. I think that's wise, especially with a project like this, because it is a CGI project. We've got to lay all those elements down anyway. Exactly. So approaching it like an audio drama is perfect. That's essentially what we're doing. We're putting imagery to an audio drama. And by way of example, this was something that we did. Going back to that Seed website. The main page there. You scroll down. The third icon here is the audio drama. I don't know if you guys have checked it out or not, but this was just done with a few actors in my little 10 by 12 office with a couple of microphones, and I did all the sound effects and edited the whole thing and everything. But, when you look at what went into this, this was about as basic as it gets. A couple guys in front of a microphone, then I was running around out in the fields recording my footsteps and dirt and stuff like that to, get all the Foley and all that kind of stuff. So, this would be, what we're doing is going to be substantially more advanced than what I did here, but same idea,
Yeah.
In fact, this is a kind of a funny video if you end up checking out. This guy right here, incredibly talented guy. He was my narrator and he played several characters. He was the first person that responded to my casting notice, and he lives in Indiana, so I was directing him via Skype, kind of a lot like I guess what we're gonna do, remote directing. But we had a lot of fun on this project. I'm anticipating that we're gonna have a lot of fun on the project that we're working on too.
Definitely. I don't know if you want to. Sorry, Maura. I thought, Rob, if you can maybe just give us a bit of your vision, from a sound design point of view, kind of just what you're feeling, in terms of, atmosphere, and how you want different areas to interplay with one another. Mm-hmm. Anything you have in mind to share with Mornay in the meantime will be good.
Yeah, if I get everybody's contact information afterwards, I can start emailing some stuff.
Just I'll pop that to you. Yeah.
Yeah, because as I was working on the comic book, I had to send my comic book artist lots of reference material, and so I have that same material. That'll help you in terms of visual, but if you kind of put yourself in those environments and think, okay, what does that sound like? And obviously a lot of the stuff that's taking place in the bulk of it is the aerial dogfight, right? So we're cutting from interior shots to exterior shots, and those sounds are very different, obviously. So yeah, best way I can sort of describe it is think about Star Wars' Death Star trench, right? You're cutting from the exterior shots of the X-Wings and the TIE fighters over the Death Star to interior shots of the X-Wing and the Y-Wing and the TIE fighter and stuff like that. So you have that constant changing of the interior-exterior sounds. Sounds like when the bullets are hitting the airplane. We might have to do some work and do some research on that. Did you see the movie We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson?
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, real good movie. My father was a helicopter gunship pilot in Vietnam, and the scenes where the guy that was flying a helicopter and when they're taking fire and stuff like that, he said this is the first movie that they got it right, not just visually but audio. He says there's a very specific sound to bullets going through the aluminum frame of a helicopter, and he was having actual flashbacks when because they did such a good job in the sound design of that. When that helicopter was taking hits, my dad was having vivid memories of when his helicopter was taking hits. So I'm thinking, anything that we can do to kind of capture that kind of thing that as realistically as possible. What does it sound like? I found some videos online of people going on like tourist rides on a Grumman TBF Avenger, so you can kind of get a feel for what that sounds like, both interior and exterior shots. And it's kind of interesting because that canopy is open in the back end, so it's not very airtight, in terms of sound. Yeah. And so what I neglected to do with the guys the comic book guys was show them how the headset mic looks. So he didn't draw any headset mics and anything. So as a consequence, all my storyboards don't show that either. But they basically had something almost the same exact what I have here. Like a little boom mic coming out. So you have that filtered sound to their voices. Especially when we're hearing. If I'm hearing, if I'm looking at Lieutenant Kane, but I'm hearing the tail gunner, that sound is coming through his headphones. So we kind of have to have that sound design sound like that,
Yeah, that's fine. No.
Just like we're looking at Luke Skywalker, but we're hearing Red Leader saying, "Hey, take Group 3 and get ready for your next shot." Right? It's all coming through his headset. So stuff like that. I think the better we can be more authentic with that. I think it's just going to add a whole lot more value to the project. And, as Mornay Thuenson and I were talking, it's like the better we can make the sound and the music, it's its own character in and of itself. So it's just going to increase the production value of everything.
Yeah. And just a quick question, because I hear you are focused on the fact that it should be realistic a lot. Do you still want to incorporate like a cinematic feel with, like when stuff moves and to create movement with the sound and?
Yeah, for sure. I if you go back and listen to the audio drama that I did in 2014, now I didn't have surround sound ability. I just had left and right, kind of stuff. But if you listen to the audio drama with headphones, you'll hear soldiers over on your right, soldiers on your left. I did the best I could with what I had to try to create a like you're sitting there, immersive. You're sitting there in the middle of the action.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Well, I'm not specifically talking about stuff that you see. I'm talking about stuff like sounds. It's not realistic. Like, for instance, if I have to give you an example, because I don't know what this film is going to look like yet, but something like Hot Fuzz, when they change their guns and stuff, to emphasize the guns, or do you want to make it sound more realistic?
Yeah. Anything the more realistic we can make it, the better.
Okay.
And so finding when he gets into the jungle, the more realistic jungle sounds that we can find and create, and make it sound like he's actually in a jungle.
Okay, cool.
The better. And what I consider to be the money shot of this particular project is the crash. When that airplane comes in, and I've got it designed right now the way I've written the script for this project is, we see him taking hits and the engine bursts into flames, and he's like, okay, we're going down, and then we kind of cut to a quiet scene, and you see this there's a particular lizard that I think is kind of unique for the Solomon Islands, and so I see like a stump in the foreground, and like the river that they're going to end up crashing is kind of out of focus in the background, and this kind of lizard kind of pops up and he's looking at the screen, and then all of a sudden the airplane comes in. You're hearing the sound in the background, the whine of the as it's coming in. That starts real subtle in the back, and it starts working its way forward until it comes in overhead, and the lizard ducks down, and the plane comes into the shot, and then we do a reverse angle and see the plane coming at us, and it hits the water, and it creates a crash right there, and it stops like an inch in front of the camera. So you have all the sound of the engine, the propellers hitting the water, and the plane breaking up a bit.
Yes, see, I can just imagine all the stuff happening in that scene. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that's the money shot. It's like if I want to focus as much of the attention and the production as I can to any particular scene, it would be that scene. When that plane comes in for a crash. So, audio-wise, video-wise, animation, all of it.
Is this going to be in this pilot that we're doing now?
Yes, correct. Yeah, that's about halfway through.
Okay, awesome.
In the comic book, it's the centerfold. So, I got a 24-page comic book, and when you get to page 12, it's the centerfold.
Awesome. Nice. Cool. Well, I don't know what I can ask more besides, my job is really only going to start with the sound design stuff when I see the visuals. Mm-hmm. Except I'm going to record the voices beforehand, or that's what Johan is covering right now. We probably
I'll get you through the layout, Morné, of run the timeline. But you'll be involved a bit earlier because we want to design basically the soundscapes beforehand. And then we can obviously we'll tweak it to the visuals, but because we're going to design a lot of the visuals to the audio, a very, very pivot role from the onset. But I'll give you full details on it.
Okay, cool. Now there's a few concerns that I will mention later to you. Not concerns, but stuff that's going through my head because it's very busy scenes, and I'm scared that it might get lost in translation when it goes to the animators. So maybe keeping the sound simple in the beginning, and then when we see the visuals, we beef it all up.
Yeah, I'll explain to you the process that we're going to follow.
Okay, cool.
As you can tell, these guys are very easy to work with, and they're quite excited about the project, as am I, of course. And about a week after that conversation, Morné sent me a rough draft of the sound design he was working on as a work in progress, going off of the previs that I sent him. And obviously we've got a lot more work to do in the days ahead, but for now, here's just a little sampling of what he had sent to me. Check it out. Although you probably couldn't tell from this rendering out of my computer, they're doing all of the sound design in fully immersive surround sound. So in the final product, it should be quite enjoyable to listen to with a good set of headphones or a really good sound system. And just like with the music Edward's doing for us, I have to say I'm very happy with these guys and the progress I'm seeing so far, and I'm really looking forward to my trip to South Africa next month to get to meet and work with these guys in person. Seed is our effort to take all of my research over the past couple of decades and to put it into a mainstream television production that can literally reach millions of people. And this has only been made possible by our supporters over the years. And again, I can't thank you enough. You know who you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to see this project continue beyond the teaser and you'd like to sow into Seed as well, you can do so by clicking the link in the description below. If you click on that link, it takes you to the main page of our website, and there you can scroll down and you'll see right away there are several options for you to check out if you're unfamiliar with the project. And I mentioned research. If you want to know about our research, you can click on that link right there. That will take you to our Seed store, where you'll see right at the top here I've got our the first 4 scripts of the series put together in a book and several different versions of it, sort of a basic version, a special edition version, and a limited collector's edition version, numbered and signed by me. And of course we got other Seed merchandise you can check out there, and then you get to the section of the research behind Seed. If you want to know what Seed's about, well, here you go. It's pretty much anything I've written about, done conferences about, talked about on my YouTube channel and radio shows, and all of those resources are available here on our Seed website and various package deals that you could take advantage of if you so desire. Now, going back to the main page, keep scrolling down. There's a video, What is Seed? It's a video I did back in 2010 explaining the project, other parts of the project, the comic book, the fiction novels, the video games, of course the TV series, the goals, where we are in our fundraising, and finally get to where it says Be a Sower. This is how you can contribute to the project if you so desire. If you believe in what we're doing, then you can get behind us by clicking on any of these 4 links right here. If you want to pay by PayPal or credit card, you can click on option number 1. If you'd rather send a check or money order, you can click option 2. If you'd like to contribute with crypto, you can use option 3. And if you want a tax-deductible contribution you can write off, you can click on option number 4. Now, we are not a 501c3, but we are sort of underneath one as a subcontractor with Mountain Movers International. So if you click on that link, it takes you to the Mountain Movers PayPal account, and there you can make a contribution. If you want to read more about what they do, you can go to mountainmovers.org, see what they're doing, and 8% of your contribution goes towards helping them, or about 5% after the credit cards get their cut, and then the rest they send to us at the end of the month. So if you're looking for a tax deduction for the end of the year and you believe in what we're trying to do here, you can use option number 4, or if you just want to contribute another way, use one of the other 3 options. Either way, we thank you, and stay tuned for the next Seed update coming soon.